When we put up that last video, a lot of questions were brought on up about, say, what type of gun I've got, or like all the name brand guns, the Iwatas, Supernovas, the Velvets, and a whole bunch of guns. I know they tell you to do low pressure. In this case, we need high pressure, so we need 50 pounds for the Wet Plus, 40 pounds for the Wet. And once you start using the Wet Extreme, we're gonna need 50 there also. Wet Max for the one that goes out to California. And we only ship the Wet Max to California because that's the only one that's California compliant. The rest of the country, you're either shooting the Wet Plus, or the Wet Extreme. The Wet Max is solely for the people in California, just so we can recover that again. But what it is, most people, when they have an up-to-date, or just say a new gun, a new model gun, high-end gun, you like shooting it with the fan wide open. When you shoot that, people like it with the fan wide open. And when you shoot with the fire, like I say, when you shoot with that's about 20 pounds, 25 pounds of pressure, wide open. You got a solid fan, pretty much solid. You got a solid, that's a solid fan. You get it spraying throughout there solid. It's not heavy on top and bottom, but it's solid through and through. What happens now is that when you turn the pressure on up, if you pay attention, you'll actually see that the fan pattern gets heavy going down and going up. You'll actually see it do that as I turn the pressure going up to 50 pounds. See that? Come up a little bit closer. See how it's heavy there, heavy here, it's light right there in the middle, it's going out of there. See that? Now, what I've got in there, just some lacquer thinner, just for the demonstration, but you know, you can actually clean your gun out while you're doing this, so you can set your fan pattern for 50 pounds. As you can see, it's heavy and heavy. All you got to do is tighten up the fan pattern. As you start to see it closing, you'll see that gap close. See how you see that heavy? Right there, closed up. I merged them together right about this. So now I no longer have a big wide 10, 12 inch pattern. I have more so an 8 to 9 inch pattern is where I'm at now, at 50 pounds. Smaller fan pattern, but it's a solid fan pattern now. It's no longer heavy at the top and heavy at the bottom. It's solid through and through. And let's go back to it. If you notice, you see where I'm at? I'm at about 100 pounds. Come in as close as we can so they can see where I'm at. It's 100 pounds, but as soon as I pull that air pressure, see how it dips down right around 50? It holds at 50. That's where you want to be. You want to be holding at 50 pounds. You want to hold at 50 pounds. I let go of the air pressure, it goes back up to 100. When I pull down, it holds at 50. Well, I done ran out. I'll fill it back up again, but I ran out. I think that served its purpose. I'm not gonna worry about putting any more lacquer thinner to run through. I'm gonna let you do it. Put the lacquer through, run the lacquer, fill your cup with some lacquer thinner just to run it through the gun. Pay attention to your fan pattern. You're normally spraying it at around 20, 25 pounds. You normally have a wide, super wide pattern because you can go that wide with it. Covers over more area as you're spraying clear. In this case, because of that, when you turn that pressure up to 50, as you saw, it split it. In this case, take the fan adjustment and go from real wide and tighten it on up till you actually see those two ends, those two high ends or the heavy ends, the top and the bottom actually close in. Once they close in, you close out the gap you merge them together, which in turn, now you can shoot at 50 pounds. You won't have that split in the fan. You won't split the fan. You're ready to go. At that point, you know, take the lacquer thinner out, clean out, pour the lacquer thinner back out. Now you're ready to put clear in, and don't touch the fan pattern. Don't touch any adjustments. You've already set for 50 pounds PSI, a smooth fan adjustment. You're ready to go. This is 10 all candy. Another tip that I should have said in that video when we talked about re-clearing and how to re-clear using a wet thin tack coat and the 2 wet coats over the top. This is what you have to do to set that fan. I'm so used to already having it set, I didn't even think about bringing it on up at the time until the questions I had from the, like I say, from YouTubers and people looking at me and asking me those same questions that I just forgot about it. But there you go. Check your fan pattern, do the adjustments. You'll see that you can shoot it at 50 pounds and your gun won't blow up. It's still here. Appreciate it.